What's up, millionaires? It's your boy Millionaire E coming at you with a TV show episode review. Now, the TV show we're going to be talking about is My Hero Academia, episode 15 and 16. And before we get started, check out my merch. Well, not my merch. This isn't my merch, but I got a new shirt. I got the Space Jam shirt, from Nike's. And then also I got another book, which is the My Hero Academia, and it's volume 28. Now, I'm not going to tell you about this volume because, I literally went ahead because I was reading it, I was like, oh, what the heck? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, I was like, I gotta look in the old, like the one in the middle, or kind of watch the anime to, understand what's happening. But I'm kind of refresh your memory. So let's get started. I'm gonna refresh your memory about, the episode because it's been so long since we have a My Hero Academia episode. But let's get started. So, Endeavor. He has taken in Meteora, Bakugo, and Todoroki into his internship or work study, basically. And Hawks gave him a secret message because Hawks is working under the villains, basically. He's working for the villains, but he's not a villain. So the secret message kind of tells us that basically the reason why all these heroes are taking in all the students for, work studies is because we're gonna need more heroes because like the liberation is coming and we're gonna need everybody on deck basically. So that's why they're bringing in these heroes and all the heroes, so Todoroki and Meteor and Bakugo. That's why they're under it. And one thing about that is the really really cool thing that I love about it is we get to see kind of a scene where all the heroes, we get to see all the heroes and then all the different students that went to those internships for those heroes. Like we see one where it's example, one of my favorite characters, Fat Gum. He has Tamaki, and then he also takes in Kirishima, but then also takes in Tetsu Tetsu. And I'm like, first of all, I love Tetsu Tetsu because his quirk, I love his quirk because it's so cool how you can encase your body in steel and you're indestructible. But I'm like, I love how it's the class A and class B are intermixing, even with the work studies. Like you'll have some of the work studies where you have some characters that are with other characters. So I'm like, that's a really cool thing. And then we have Uruka, Sue, and they Haido. I can't pronounce her name. I try and try and try. They are under Ryokyu. And I'll tell you about that because they kind of show that part in episode 16. But let's get to episode 15. So as I was saying, how Endeavor's kind of finding out that they all need everybody's hands on deck. So he starts training them. And he kind of gives them the rundown and kind of asks them, why are they here? So he comes up to Meteor. He asks Meteor is here. Meteor is like, I want to get better in my shoot style. And then I have this other quirk where I can't really use it that much. And Endeavor's like, well, you know what? You're with us. You're one of us because you hurt yourself with your quirk. And then he talks to, Bakugo. Bakugo, being his passive aggressive self, is like, I am here to overtake first place. And I gotta work under first place to overtake first place. And then he goes to Todoroki, and Todoroki's like, this is not personal reasons. I came here to be a hero because both my friends have encouraged me to be a hero. Which is funny because when he says both my friends, he seems to think, or I wouldn't say seems to think, but he considers Bakugo a friend. No matter how much Bakugo just pushes him away. I'm like, with Meteor, it's more of you can see how Meteor and Todoroki became friends in the second part of the season. But it's like with Bakugo, Bakugo's like, no, I don't like you. I don't even know you. It's just so hilarious. But yeah, he's talking about, he's trying to learn his quirk, trying to be a hero. Now, with Endeavor's group, Endeavor's like, okay, the thing I want you to work on and I want you to achieve at the end of winter, because this is in the winter, is to beat a hero or beat a villain before I get to him. And what that means is because Endeavor, he'll blast off without even any certain like notifications or anything. He'll blast off and like already be taken out of a villain. He's like, this is what you need to do. You need to take a villain out faster than I take a villain out. So get to the scene before I get to the scene. And so, he tells Bakugo, he's like, you need to, kind of work on your propulsion because Endeavor, he uses fire and he can like literally turn a curve, literally, and they're trying to. And he kind of tells Endeavor, well, he tells Bakugo and Todoroki that because Bakugo uses explosions. Well, Todoroki, he's got fire and ice, so they both are kind of in the same kind of group. While with Meteor, he tells Meteor, work on ironing out your shoot style where you can do it without thinking, and then start on your Black Whip. So that's what's happening, and then we kind of get the scene where he's seeing all the videos talking about all the different heroes and all the different classes in the different workshops, which I liked. Now, the second episode, which is episode 16, this one was primarily on Froppy, Aruka, and Ryukyu and Haido. And Haido, she has been under Ryukyu, and Ryukyu, her quirk is amazing. Basically, her quirk is she can turn into a freaking dragon. A big freaking dragon. And that's not awesome, I don't know what is. So, she's working under them, and they're, having fun, and they get a call from Selkie. And Selkie, he used to intern for Tsuyu. So Tsuyu's like, oh wow, it's Selkie. And the reason why Selkie's calling them is because there's this whole thing where apparently this factory that manufactured Trigger broke down, and these people, they took it and they're trying to transport it to the buyer. And if y'all know what Trigger is, Trigger has been kind of here and there in different parts. It's been in the here and there in My Hero Academia, the videos, the episodes, but I see it more likely it was more in the Vigilante series. So what Trigger does is Trigger will basically amplify any quirk whoever's user's quirk. So say you have there's an example. It was this dude who can shoot blades out of his body. You could probably shoot them probably 6 inches. He takes the drug. He can shoot it out farther than that, and shoot it out of all his body basically. So it basically amplifies the user's quirk. So we see this in an example where this dude has his quirk is like a smoke screen. So he sticks himself with the trigger and he makes a bigger smoke screen and it's harder to see through. So that's what happens in this episode. So then we've got Selkie. We learn that Selkie's quirk, which of course by his appearance, Selkie is an otter basically, and he basically can use echolocation. He can swim very fast, and he can of course breathe underwater. I mean, why wouldn't he be? So they end up where they're fighting the characters, and then you have Uruka's we can't let the airplane, because it's long story short, they find out that these guys are escaping in an airplane, and Uruka tries to get into the airplane stalls, airplane's almost about to fall with all the trigger in it, and she's like, we can't have that fall into the water. So she ends up saving it, touching the whole ship and making it weightless, which is, wow, that's amazing. And then also a little thing about Uruka is she made some arrangements to her costume because of Meteor, which is really cool because it's Meteor and her, they help each other. So her modifications are in her bracelets, she can basically shoot these ropes that will attach to anything. It's almost like Meteor's Black Whip ability, and it's basically based off of that. And I'm like, that's really cool. Which you can tell that she has a crush on this man. Out of all the things that she does. So she ends up landing the plane safely, and that's the episode. And I'm like, it's a really, really nice episode. And literally the next episode, which would be Saturday, I was like, oh wow, that's super cool, because this episode's gonna be where it's gonna be Todoroki, Meteora, Bakugo going to the Endeavor household. And we get to see Natsu and then his sister. Not Natsu from Fairy Tail, but we get to also see his sister. And that's going to be really cool because I read that in the manga. So, tune in, and remember, like the video, share it with your fam. And if you're subscribed, click that bell icon to be notified for more videos. And I'll see y'all later, Mariners. Have a blessed day. Bye, y'all.